Okay, today is our first full day in Beijing. We came yesterday. Honestly, we kind of hit the ground running. We got in, we took the cab to our hotel, we checked in, then we immediately settled everything and then walked over to Peking Duck for dinner at 1949 that our friend Alex took us to. And then after that, we walked through a bunch of the main shopping streets and then the side, inner city, more old Beijing cultural streets, which were also really cool because it's sort of like the night market streets in Taiwan or Korea there. But obviously, it has its own identity, its own culture, but a lot of little shops on the side of the streets that sell different snacks, food, clothes, everything. Yeah, and then we decided to go bar hopping, so we went to an Italian bar, then we went to a tiki bar, and then we went clubbing at this place called 1/3. Now we're slightly hungover, but we're gonna go eat some traditional Beijing snack delicacies and then go to Tiananmen and do all of that kind of touristy stuff. So it's gonna be a good day. The weather is amazing. It's sunny and I think high 60s, going
60s.
up to low 70s today. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah.
Okay, where are we?
We are here at a small Beijing snack shop by Tiananmen Square. Our friend Alex took us here. We're very hungover and really excited to get some food in our tummy.
At Hugo Temple Snacks, we were basically surrounded by an extremely local experience. The place was completely flooded with residents and they were all speaking rapid Mandarin. It is a chain spot, so you can find them all over Beijing, but we went to the one closest to Tiananmen. We began our meal with all of the Beijing classics. We ordered soy milk, and we got this other thing called miancha. It's a millet flour porridge, and the consistency is basically pretty goopy. You eat it in the morning with your soy milk and your fried snacks. I actually thought this was super interesting and I really liked it a lot. Hans added some sugar to it and he thought it was really good that way. You hold it in one hand and you sip it straight from the bowl. Well, at least that's the classic way to eat it. And they also had this little sample plate of all of these tiny little sweets. I absolutely love my sweets, so we had to get it. It was so interesting. I felt like there were a lot of comparisons to Japanese snacks that I grew up with, especially ryokan, which is this red bean paste. They had a lot of these red bean paste aspects and a lot of glutinous rice flour, mochi-like consistency snacks that I just absolutely loved. One in particular was this Wando Huang, and another one was donkey rolls, rolled with glutinous rice, red bean, soybean powder, and this Aiwo roll was my favorite. It was filled with sugar and peanuts. It was so good. Hans got a beef noodle soup, and then we tried dojer, which is this fermented mung bean milk. It's a Beijing specialty. Hans had a visceral reaction to it. He really was not into it, and our friend said a lot of people really don't like it because it's so fermented. I don't know, maybe it's because I grew up on natto, but I actually really dug it. I thought it was really good. I could have drank the whole bowl. We also got this mutton stick because we kept seeing everyone order it. It was massive. It was honestly really, really good. For someone that doesn't like mutton, I thought it was pretty solid. But yeah, it was just such a cool experience to order. It is so incredibly hectic, but once you get through it, we had a feast. a Beijing tourist must, we of course went to Tiananmen. A pro tip, if you want to go, make sure you book your tickets in advance because you're given a time slot and you have to enter during that time. I kid you not, when we entered, there was a water show that began and a rainbow was created. There was a picture of Mao, just, the classic portrait in the background, and I swear there were little children in red bandanas saluting to this portrait while patriotic music blasted in the background. I have never experienced something like this before, and now I completely understand why they love the country. I get it. It was unbelievable.
1, 2, 3, 4. I am not a raincoat here to keep you warm. Then go back in the closet after the storm. No, I'm not a match simply waiting to burn. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end. Your impression of a city you wish you loved more than everything you gave for it. And I'm not here to criticize the risk. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end. All I am is a friend, your friend till the end.
For a much needed break in our busy day, we decided to head back to our friend's place. It was super interesting because he lives in the Hutongs, and those are basically like the old small alleyways from traditional Beijing. It is so unique, and you can really just feel like the culture and the history in all of the buildings. They are super residential, and yeah, it's just a slice of life that you can appreciate because it really does preserve the history, and yeah, walls tell stories. It was so cool just to be there. After that, we decided to walk and bike over to dinner. We walked down another one of these really cool Street X, Store X restaurant alleyways that are super, super busy at night. This one was a lot less crowded. It was more traditional. And then we decided to try out what Hans had been wanting the entire trip, the lamb hot pot. This one was unplanned. We had kind of just left this dinner to play by ear, and we wandered into this place, and I have to say it did not disappoint. We were seated, and I was so glad we could just walk in. There was no wait, and the hot pot experience began. Now, something that I was a little nervous for is that I don't like lamb. In fact, our friend Alex had suggested lamb hot pot to us before we came, and then Hans was like, ooh, Sid doesn't really like lamb. But, I decided while we're here, I might as well give it a shot. And I do have to say that after this experience, I am completely converted. I will go to lamb hot pot with you anytime. They poured the water with all of those longans and dates and all of those in the broth to make it flavorful. And we made our sauce, and this one was primarily sesame based. There was no other option. I always make a sesame based sauce anyway, but Hans has never opted for that, but he did say he really changed his mind. He really liked it. We got both frozen and non-frozen lamb, and we could kind of see the differences between the two. One thing that I have to say is that every time we go to Hot Pot, we always order rice, and this was the first time that they literally did not have rice on the menu. Our friend was like, oh yeah, you don't really eat it with rice, you eat it with these. These xiaobings right here are these super intensely dense buns. I don't even know how to describe it. They were layered and layered and layered. It was almost like they were laminated. It was so good, so filling. Highly recommend.